But that kind of heat? He shrugged, trying to remember the last time he'd felt it. It doesn't happen very often. Are you just saying that? The uncertainty in her voice added to her charm. They were already in so much trouble. Carter almost felt still being attracted to her couldn't make things worse. Except he knew it could. A relationship would only complicate the situation. Better to keep his head and think clearly. If only she didn't smell so good. I don't do lines, he told her. You're beautiful and sexy and funny. You dress like a nun and you have a body made for, making love, he said, self-editing to something less graphic. What's not to like? Wow. When you say it like that, you were lucky to have me. He smiled. Yes, I was. Only now there are consequences for us to deal with. The baby. Right. Rachel, I'm not giving up my daughter. You don't actually know the baby is a girl. Yes, I do, but that doesn't matter. We're going to have to work something out, because I won't sign those papers. He'd understood why she'd thought he might. Many guys would jump at the chance to walk away from this kind of responsibility, but he couldn't. He'd been raised to believe family mattered more than anything. She leaned forward and fingered the thick envelope. I know. I mean, I didn't know before, but I do now. She straightened and touched her stomach. So what do we do? No offense, but I'm not going to accept your mother's suggestion. You don't want to marry me? He asked, his voice teasing. I don't know you. I'm a great catch. You certainly don't seem to have an ego problem. He grinned. I have references. Apparently in the hundreds. Not that many. He stood and moved to the sofa, where he angled toward her. How about this? We have what, 8 months until the baby is born? Just about. Okay, let's take that time and figure out what we want to do. Not what my mother says is best. We'll talk about the situation and come up with a plan. He hesitated. You're going to keep the baby, aren't you? She stiffened. Of course. I want this child. Me too. So what do you say? We'll take our time and consider our options. You live in the area, I live in the area. We could easily share custody. Or figure out something else that works. Let's get to know each other and find out what works best for us. She bit her lower lip, which made him think about doing that for her, which made him think about other things. They were alone in the house. Only that wasn't a very good idea right now. You're right, she said, obviously oblivious to the temptation she represented. We have time. We should use it. Great. He grabbed a pen and paper from the end table and wrote down his home and cell number. Then he held the sheet out to her. You're not going to throw it out again, are you? No, I promise I won't. She reached for the paper, but he held it out of reach. Why didn't you call me? She sighed. Are you ever going to let that go? Probably not until you answer the question. She sank back against the sofa. I couldn't call you Carter. I honestly didn't know what to say. I'd never done anything like that in my life. I was afraid of what you'd think of me. And I was afraid of what I'd think of myself. He dropped the paper in her lap and gave an exaggerated sigh. I knew it. You were just using me for sex. She groaned. You're impossible. Sometimes I'm even better than that. Give me those. She reached across the sofa and grabbed the pen and paper from him. Suddenly, they were very close, with her breasts pressing against his arm and one of her hands lightly touching his stomach. His reaction was instant and predictable. Blood rushed south, and his brain went blank, except for the burning need to pull her into his arms. Her gaze locked with his, and he was gratified to see an answering fire there. Unfortunately, she had more self-control. I'll, give you my number, she murmured, as she drew back and quickly wrote down the information. We should plan to get together and talk some more. How about Saturday? He asked. She handed him back the pad. Okay, do you want to go out or... She shook her head. No matter what I say, it's going to sound like a date. It's not a date, he told her, suddenly wishing it was.